we return back to the Planet of the Apes franchise, which a film I got to say, low key, is a sleeper film of the year. Let's jump into the review of the new film, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and let's get into that right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the new film, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, coming to theaters May 10th. Listen, with all the blockbuster films that are coming out on the Ave, already came out this year, Godzilla Kong, you got Furiosa down the line. You know, there's so many films that I think, are getting more visibility than this film, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is, to me, when I think about people that were kind of listing and projecting their want to see films of the year, even, Deadpool, Wolverine, this is the film that I think a lot of people are overlooking. And I'm here to say you're doing yourself a disservice if you skip this film. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I will very confidently say, is the sleeper film of the year thus far, because it's really good for a lot of reasons. First thing, let's just get through all of the background information here. This is the fourth installment of the reboot franchise. This is the 10th of the overhauling franchise, and this one is a standalone sequel from the previous film in 2017, War of the Planet of the Apes, which this film takes place 300 years after the events of that. So whether you are a hardcore Planet of the Apes fans or a casual, or this may be the first film you picked up, you are okay. Okay? You are okay. But the one thing you absolutely want to do is see this on the biggest screen possible. What an adventure you're going to go on. I think this film is, while it has a very lengthy runtime. It's 145 minutes, and it feels like it, because with a slow start, and you feel those very early moments, every bit of them. But like once things start to get to going, like this film becomes a roller coaster of a ride. The visuals. And you know, we understand the mocap technology and how this works out, and I'm not sure if they use that here or if it's just CG. It doesn't matter to me. But when you talk about this animal realism, such as like with the Lion King, and even if you go and look at particular scenes of Godzilla Kong, like this one is the bar. I think this one looks the best of all of those that I've mentioned and other ones that I didn't. And with that, the cinematography around the, swinging from tree to tree, or in this case, cliffs, like you are on the edge of your seat with it the entire time. And it's to the point where this film feels very 4DX, even if you're watching in just the standard, IMAX or Adobe Vision, whatever it may be, not 3D, not 4DX, but it feels like you're a part of the adventure, which is why I really enjoyed this film, directed by Wes Ball. But let's talk about what this film is about here. And I think it's very, very simple. Understanding and this is probably where the background information of the previous films kind of help. Caesar, who was, of the previous films, was an ape who believed that, humans and apes could live together. Caesar was a advanced intelligent ape, which just bred more advanced intelligent apes by his teachings and or DNA here. Now that takes us 300 years later, where we have King Proximus Caesar, who now has, not only where apes are now like the head of the chain here, and humans are pretty much feral, with all the human technology that he has, like he is absolutely taking Caesar's teaching to enslave others. And that brings Noah, who isn't with this, because Noah starts to educate and learns and knows more about the history, understanding that Caesar teachings actually was about the living of the two together. Under the tutelage of Rocco, who is an orangutan who has all of the knowledge and absolutely has one of my favorite arcs and components to this story, voiced wonderfully by Peter, and with Peter from so many other things that I enjoy him with. You can just feel his passion within this character, and such a wise character that kind of makes you feel like you're in teachings yourself. But then there's a human, May, who's played by Freya Allen, who has an alliance with Noah, but also has her own ambitions, shall we just say, as well too. So we understand that with humans being enslaved, and that seems to be the norm, there's others that are going to go against the hierarchy, which is in Proximus Caesar here. But listen, the biggest thing with this film is, I don't want to say just because I've seen it in IMAX that's like, it is the bar. It's absolutely what you want to do. It's absolutely the way you need to see this film. But I got to call it for what it is and how my experience was. The sound in this film was just insane. And with everything that you're visually watching, hearing this film could take you into stimulation in a way you've just never had experience here. Because you're so immersed into what's happening. It becomes an adventure. This is more or less of a film, more of an experience because of everything that's happening. And then I have to go back to the voice acting, because while Peter as Rocco was one of my favorite performances, listen, Kevin Durand as Proximus Caesar is probably one of the best voice acting performances I've seen in a very, very, very long time. For everything I talked about with the sounds, his voicing alone commands your attention, gives you chills, maybe make you fall in line as well too. But what a spectacular voice performance by Kevin Durand. It's going to really be hard to top that one this year. But with that being said, overall, this film was a sleeper because I think a lot of people overlooked it. I enjoyed it. I think as a complete body of work, the film starts off a little slow, but again, once it gets into gear, like, the film just becomes such an adventure that you're engaged with the entire time. And again, whether whether you have the most background knowledge of the Planet of the Apes franchise, you're a hardcore fan, deep into the lore, whatever it may be, or whether you just looking for your next film, do not skip this film because of what you are looking forward to next. Whether you haven't seen Fall Guy or you're waiting for Furiosa, there's so many films that are coming out, if it's coming out, but this is one where you want to make a pit stop and ensure that you see it. And when you do see it, you will be doing yourself a disservice if you don't see this in one of the biggest screens available, true IMAX or Dolby Vision. Because again, when you talk about that animal realism that we've seen in films like Lion King, and again the ape scenes that we've seen in Godzilla Kong, I mean, this film really is the bar. It really shows you, if you want to do it and do it right, this is how you do it. And it's not to say those other films didn't do it good, because Godzilla Kong was amazing. This film absolutely shows you, like, checking every box on, if you want to bring apes or animals to life, here's how you do it. So I'm looking forward to more of this. This one was definitely got me fully engaged back into the Planet of the Apes world. I wasn't the biggest fan of War of the Planet of the Apes, but and I think it kind of had ran its course. But this one got me back. I am ready. I want to see what's more. And I definitely think there's a lot more that could be told here. But yeah, check out Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, coming to theaters May 10th, Jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this film once you check it out. Your excitement, all that good stuff. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon. Thank you for watching.